Hey guys, welcome to Bar Z. My name's Stan, and today we're going to talk about Summer Bash. We got a lot to go over. So first of all, we're going to talk about ovens and get that out of the way. Bar Z made a special purchase of actually a few months ago, and the ovens that I ordered have just been sitting here. We're going to premiere the 1200, Hotshot 1200, which is a 1200 cubic inch oven, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. Let's cut to another video that I made and go over the 1200 and premiere it, and then we're going to talk about Summer Bash.
Hey guys, welcome to Bar Z. My name's Stan, and today we're talking about ovens. Big surprise on this channel, but the Hotshot Oven Company has got an expanding product line, and I'm here to show you the sizes and the differences and explain to you everything that's going on with them. In the middle, we've got a Hotshot 360, which is a premiere for them, and it was a premiere for me. When I first came out with an oven, I built the little 360, and then I had other demands from customers, and they, they wanted different sizes and things. So I accommodated. We built the Hotshot 360 Duplex, which is a dual environment oven. One of them's for heat treating, and one of them's for tempering. So that was kind of a natural. It was basically just the standard model, just double stacked. But I had goals, for it. And, the Hotshot Oven Company has met my same goals that I had. And then after I started building the 360s, people said, well, the oven's not big enough. We need a bigger one. So then I came out with the 1200. And it was a good size. We were forced to move on to a higher voltage, higher wattage, higher voltage. So we did go to a higher voltage for that one, mandatory. And that was my product line. I went a little bit further. I had one called an Evolution on the 1200, which was a top load, but same basic size. That was, for kind of the casting guys to put their crucibles in. But you can still do it with this one, but it's just easier in a top load. All right, let's bring you in. I'm going to show you the difference between all these, and we'll go through them. And I've got an introductory price on the 1200 now. Okay, so here's the 1200. It's the same tried and true temperature controller that you were used to seeing on the 360. It's got the same power switch and the same heat enable switch in the cover, so it's pretty much runs identical to the 360. Same alarm that you can set for end of cycle. This one's got a different finish. You probably can't see the finish on camera. This one's a texture. It's kind of nice. And I don't even know whether you can get in tight enough to see that. That's a laser cut knockout for an argon kit, which is nice. You just take a hammer and a screwdriver and pop that out and tap the hole, and you're ready to put argon in your 1200. So that's pretty sweet that that's already in there. So no more measuring or anything. That's already in the chamber, center by center. So this unit has it's got a heavier base. I think they're using an 18 gauge base. So this is heavier steel down here. It's still a 20 gauge shell. Let's look inside. Same door handles on the 360. Same door limit switch that you're used to seeing that drops out the heating element when you open the door. It's still got a stainless steel core. Inner oven is still stainless steel. And there's your heating coil arrangement inside. Tip you down and let you have a look at that. So that's a heating coil arrangement. That's the same arrangement I had when I was building them. And this one's pretty interesting for their Cool Touch technology. Let me get you around to the back. I want to show you the back of this thing. Okay, I'm around the back side of the 1200 now. They're on dual cooling fans to cool the shell, and they're actually running a larger heat sink over here. See, they got a finned heat sink going in. The SSR is bolted right there, so it's got a nice big heat sink for your SSR with plenty of air circulation. And like I said, dual cooling fans, and those are all 240 volt. This oven runs on 240. So what you're looking at here is a 20 amp, 240 volt twist lock that are on these. So this one's going to take a different power supply than the than the 360s. All right. But awesome changes. Let's go back around and look at the other two. Okay, we're back around front, and here's the original 360. And this is a high, you probably can't tell on camera, this is a high gloss powder coat, which scratches, they do scratch. But, and it's easily, you get your handprints and stuff on it. The textured, I don't know what it is about the texture. It always looks nice. It's kind of a semi-gloss, and it just looks nice. And the handprints just wipe away so easy, where the high gloss shows up every little bit, that you do. And then here's the high gloss on the duplex too. And this is from the duplex. I don't know whether you can see that right on the tip of my finger. That's laser cut too, so that'll take the argon in the upper chamber. You wouldn't want to put argon in a tempering chamber, but the upper chamber is your heat treat chamber, and that'll accept an argon kit just as easily. And this is one of the early ones. This has no knockout for the argon, but I think they're all going to come with the knockouts for argon kits in the future. All right, so that is the product line. I'll drop a link below if you want to get your hands on a 1200 or a duplex for that matter. I've sold a few of the duplex at the sale price. I've still got some left. So if you want to go shopping for a duplex or shopping for a 1200, hit that link and we'll get one out to you. All right.
Okay, so the ovens are up on the website, and I just put them on there this morning with the special pricing. This pricing is going to run until the bash. Basically, I need the room. I've got my whole back, my new shop edition. One whole quadrant of it is just floor to ceiling ovens, and I need them gone. So I am highly motivated to move these things. You will not find a better price on the internet. They do ship LTL, so the shipping is a little expensive. I tried shipping some ovens just regular UPS ground, and they got absolutely destroyed. So LTL is the only way I'm going to ship these things, so the cost goes up. Anyways, they're going to be on the website. Just put them on today. Go check them out. Next up, let's talk about guests. The guest hosts that are showing up. I've started the board. I'll run them down really quick with you. Tom Lipton, Stephen Lang, Ken Rentschaller, Joe Way, Craig Campbell, Chuck Bomarito, Andrew Prestridge, John Sosha, Andrew Padaka, Keith Rucker, Ray Cornelia, Yuchel Kim, Chris Anderson, Dean Crawford, James Kilroy, and Jim Bollinger. Now, this list is subject to change, and we're probably going to have some more people added to the board as we move along. I still haven't heard from Finner. We still got Keith Finner that I need to hear from. I need to throw him an email and see if he intends on coming. But last I heard, he did plan on it. There's a couple more that we're working on. I'm not going to announce them until I know for sure. All right, so that's our guest hosts. Let's go talk about some sponsors. I've got some discount codes for you, so let's go check that out. Okay, so first up, we've got a few things from Fireball Tool. I'm going to pull you in a little closer and show you a couple of the small ones. I'm going to show off the big ones first. This is one of their squares. If you're not familiar with their aluminum squares, these are wonderful for setup. Actually, Dale Derry brought over a few of these to my job site, and we were putting together a bunch of 4-inch square tube, welding them together. And these are wonderful for doing fit-ups and clamping and things like that. Go to their website and check them out for all the uses. I'm not going to do any demos with them, but these are getting added to the raffle. So that's their big, it's one of their larger combination squares. And then this is just a standard 90-degree square, 90-45. Beautiful piece. And pretty handy. Dale had both of these and we were able to play with them. Now, they do make another model that's physically larger, but these are both the aluminum type, and they do also make a cast iron. So go check them out at Fireball Tool. This is new. This is actually a weld scraper, and it's got a replaceable hardened steel blade. It's ground to a 90, but you could sharpen it if you wanted to. The handle's got a really nice weight, and you just put it down on the table and scrape your weld BBs off. It's got a kind of a 45 for getting into corners. But just a really nice tool. Fireball tool, USA. And like I say, this is a solid handle, and it feels like steel. It's just a nice, looks like a casting. But a great companion for the welding table. Pretty cool. And we've got some other small stuff over here. Let me switch the camera around, and we're going to get into this stuff too. Okay, this is kind of an interesting piece. It's a screwdriver, and it's got a quick change collet type on the end here. It is flexible. It's got a very limited amount of flex, but just enough, and it's just stiff enough where it would come in handy. Who's it made by? Flexibar or something like that. Oh, there it is. Wera. Okay, good stuff. W-E-R-A. And it's, like I say, it's got the little quick lock on the end. It's going to grab onto these are the standard groove cutout 1/4-inch spindles. It does grab onto those, and it grabs on where that will not come out. But here's another kicker, and I don't know how it's doing it on these. And it might be catching, I don't know if you can even see it right where my thumbnail is. There's a little notch there. But this grabs a hold of these. This is just a Torx insert. And as soon as you click that turkey on, that thing ain't coming out. So that's my biggest gripe with these things is if you put just inserts in there, they fall out all the time. Or you go to, you get done tightening the screw and you pull your screwdriver back and the insert stays in the screw. So this locks on pretty good, and it's got a ball detent in there, but I don't know how it knows how to bite down on the flat ones and the ones with the little cutouts. So it'll grab on either one of those. So Wera, called a Flexibar. So pretty nice little screwdriver for you electrician types or people with hard to reach places. Sometimes you just when you need it, you need it. Okay, so that's from Fireball Tool. Apparently has those on the website. Go check them out. Next up are 1-2-3 blocks, but these aren't your ordinary 1-2-3 blocks that you're used to seeing with all the holes in them. These are solid and they're hardened and they're very accurate. 1, 2, 3. These are magnetic. So they got magnets on the 1-inch, 2-inch, and 3-inch side. So you would use those for welding setup and things like that. So these are a companion to his regular stack blocks that he uses. So these are apparently on the website now. So go check those out. 1-2-3s are. I actually added a set of 1-2-3 blocks to my kit, which are not magnetic, and there are times when the magnets would be very, very nice to have. So very nice set, very cool. Last up, here's a set of Wehas. Now I'm a Weha fan, all German made. This is a handle with a kind of a collet, and it's got a selection of X-Acto type blades. We've got chisels and scrapers and needle points and all these things. So I just got them splayed out here, everything it comes with. But all those blades fit in this little jar. And it's just a nice little tool for doing fussy little scraping and cutting work. So that's everything from Fireball Tool that's getting rolled into the raffle. We'd like to thank Jason over there at Fireball Tool for always supporting us and sending us such cool stuff. But go check out their website. He's got an expanding line of tools. And he doesn't, he sells quality tools. The Weha and the Wera, all European made, nice stuff. And then the other tools that he makes are all on his website. So he's always changing. So keep an eye on Fireball Tool. It's always fun to go over there and poke around and look at his tools. All right. Let's take a look at our next sponsor. Okay, now we're going to talk about another product that came into us for the bash. And this is by Tim Rosenthal. And he's the maker of what he's calling the Rose Index. I'll show you that out here. It's nicely engraved. It's made out of aluminum and it feels like it's hard anodized, but very nice piece. It's got an index wheel built into it. And so what does it do? What good does it do me? Let's first talk about collet blocks. And I've got square and rectangular or octagonal collet blocks here. And let's say you've got an industry standard size. This is 1-inch stock. That would go right into a 1-inch collet. Awesome. And even 1 1/8 is your limit on 5C collets. So let's say you had something maybe a little larger, like I do here. That's not happening. 1 1/4 stock. So too big, not going in. So we've got no way to index this, unless we put it in maybe a super spacer or something like that. And let's say we want to do something at 180 degree, increments. So collet blocks do have their limitations on shaft length. It wouldn't be practical to put in a 8-foot long shaft in that. I mean, you could, I guess, if it fits in a collet. Let's say it doesn't. Let's say you've got a step shaft or something special. This one I simulated a weld buildup. Put a little weld buildup there. That's not going to go in a collet. So what do? Well, there's a couple ways. I've indexed shafts in this way before. I use a V-block and a clamp, and that would go over, let's say, a 1-inch shaft, and this is going to be good for 180 degree increments. Let's say we're going to pretend this is a milling vise. Let's get that out on the end so it kind of balances there. Okay, so I can clamp my block right to the shaft. I can bring in some type of square. Doesn't matter what you bring in for square. This is a 246 block. I can bring that in, square myself up, and now I can flip 180 and put the block on the other side and square my stock. I can even, with this setup, I could do I could come in, square it, clamp my vise, pretend that's a vise, clamp my vise, remove this, get this out of the picture, do some machine work, put it back, re-square it, and then flip. If you do it in the right order, you're not going to lose your place. So that is a way to do it. While it's good for 180 degree work, if you're just going to flip your work, 180, that works. You might be able to do it in 90 degree increments if you get creative with it. But let's say you've got something, like I said before, let's say you had a shaft that maybe has a little weld buildup, and now maybe our V-block is going to get in the way. We're going to be clamping down on the weld, and it's not going to work for us. That's where this enters the picture. Now we can take this, and I'm not going to put it where my weld buildup is, but I'm certainly going to put it off to the side, and I've got plenty of space around there to miss my weld buildup. So my index is installed, and again, you can use nearly anything to square this thing up. We're going to use a 246 clamp. We got an old Tessa knife edge square. We can square up there. Square up on that. Your beginning surfaces are here, here, and here. You've got 3 different shapes, square and 2 different polygons, if you want to go there. And now we can flip in these increments, here, 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 and here. And anywhere in the process, let's say I brought it in, and the work I actually had to do was under, say I have got my weld build up, I needed a clean spot to clamp on, I clamp down in the vise, I'm all indexed, I'm ready to machine, my parts are fixed. You can remove do your machine work, and before unclamping your vise, put it right back on, line it back up, and flip whatever increments you want. So the Rose Index is a small, handy little tool for doing multiple steps and round work, and I think it's a great size. This is the R12A by Rose Index. All right, and then he also sent a much smaller version. This is the R1A, R11A and R12A. So those are two different sizes there. This one's too small, I think, to get the degree wheel on, but the larger one does have a very nice engraved degree wheel. Trying to catch that so the light doesn't glare you out there. Both of them have a brass tip screw so it doesn't damage your work. And the good folks over at Rosenthal Industries, or Rosenthal Products, gave us a discount code. It's BARZ22. It's going to get you 10% off your order. It's going to only run June 15th through June 30th. I'll drop a link below to his website. Tim Rosenthal's the owner, and super nice guy. I've talked to him on the phone a couple times, and I wanted to demo this for you and give you some ideas and just get your creativity going on what it takes to get something indexed. Let's say you don't have a super spacer, or maybe your parts are so long it's not practical to run them through a super spacer. You can still use your milling vise, or for that matter, you can bolt it right down to the table of your milling machine. Sometimes a cullet block is not the option, and that little index, if you get your work all installed, and then you have to rotate your part, and now you spent all that time getting the setup in and on the machine, and say, wow, what do I do now? Do I break down and go to a super spacer, or what do I do? Just grab this and install it, and you can square it right there on the spot and get it squared in on your work. And then you're ready to flip your parts, whether it be 180 degrees or 90 degrees or 120 degrees or whatever increments you want to do. You can certainly do it with that. I appreciate the folks over at Rosenthal for sending this over, and make sure you go check them out. I'm going to drop a link below to their website. Anyways, these are all the practical uses I've seen for using this tool, and it's small, doesn't take up a lot of space in your toolbox, and they're actually pretty economical for what you get. Go check them out. Okay, next up we got a shipment from Diamide. We've got the number 5 and number 8 clamps. These are full-on impact rated. They've got a hex right there for use with the impact wrench. So these are power clamps. They can be used manually with just the T-bar that goes in down at this end. But these have an incredible amount of clamping force here. That's the number 8. Here's the number 5. And then they also sent us a pack of 4 of the grounding type. Now these have a pipe shoe, copper coated, with a lug that you can attach your ground clamp to. And they give you a tie wrap and a base to secure your cable if you want to use it for a ground clamp. If you don't, the jaws are modular. You can use it as a regular clamp, but they give you a set of standard jaws there, and they actually stow within the clamp so you can't lose them. So pretty nice. These are 1/4 inch impact rated. There's the little 1/4 inch spindle right there. So they give us a set of 4 of those, so we're probably going to split those up between the 2 raffles. I don't know anybody that would need 4 grounding clamps in one shot, but a pair of them would be nice, one for grounding and one for clamping. So we're going to split those up. Diamide is my clamp of choice. We did a big conveyor job up north, and we used the hell out of these 1/4 inch clamps. These are my personal set right here, and you can tell they've been highly used, but they hold up. And we were clamping a 4-inch square tube together like you wouldn't believe, and we went through so much welding wire, and we were just doing an awful lot of clamping. Those of you that follow me on Instagram, I put a few pictures up. So they're Barzee's go-to clamp. I love them. We do have a discount code for those of you that are not attending that want to get your hands on some diamide clamps. It's BASH22, BASH22. Get you 20% off your order between now and July 1st. So that's what Diamide's all about. Go visit them. You can catch them on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And there's some specs on them if you guys want to freeze frame and read about the specs on the clamping forces and things like that. I'll try to move it around slowly for you. Without any glare. That's going to be tough. Okay. Well, we thank the folks at Diamide, and we're going to sign off for raffle prizes. Is all I have this week. But stuff's been coming in during the week, and I try to film it here on the weekend. So both of these are getting rolled into the raffle. I've got some stuff coming in from Lincoln Electric here in the next week or so. So I got to film that probably next weekend. But that's it for this week. But some nice additions to the raffle. Good luck, you guys.